Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jen Trepic, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. This week, we're talking about sauna suits. Have you heard of them? Maybe you've even seen someone in your gym wearing one. And well, maybe you haven't necessarily been thinking about them that much. People are curious. You want to know how I know? TikTok. Okay, just go with me on this for a second. So on TikTok, the hashtag sauna suit has over 221.9 million views. Wild, right? So people want to know. We're here to give the people what they're looking for, right? So we're going to answer everybody's burning questions of what are sauna suits, why people wear them, and then whether or not there's something that we might want to try. So, okay, first things first, what are they? Think 90s tracksuit, but usually it's like pull-up pants and then a crew neck sweatshirt, not like the zip-up tracksuit. They also have ones that are like a onesie style, but the ones that I think of are always like that tracksuit. And essentially they're made of a waterproof material. And there are some now that are made like out of neoprene, but whatever it is, the whole design is that they're made to retain your body heat and your sweat. So most people wear them while they work out because as your body heats up and you sweat during your workout, it's all trapped inside, that moisture on the skin because it doesn't evaporate, raises the body temperature, and then you sort of sweat more. Now, some proponents say that there's increased blood plasma volume. Okay, I know. So let's explain this. Okay, this is the volume of the liquid components in your blood. And it's said that high levels indicate better cardiorespiratory fitness. And that's according to Cleveland Clinic. So some people say that that's part of what wearing a sauna suit can do. Other proponents say that the sweat when you're wearing a sauna suit has less sodium than usual to preserve your electrolytes, which they then believe helps keep energy levels higher during exercise. Admittedly, I don't know how they know that. I haven't seen the research of testing that sweat. Other claims talk about it for weight loss, although I should specify it's rapid weight loss specifically. Some people will tell you that it has the same benefits of sitting in a sauna, right? So thinking about why people would wear this, I mean, maybe it has these benefits. We'll go through some of these things. Maybe, I have a little bit of data here, but I have to admit, like, I'm the person who is constantly wiping their face with a towel while they work out. I feel like I already sweat more than the average person. So I personally could not do a workout in a sauna suit, right? But what people say, and I will admit, right, we heard some of the claims of what people say. There's very limited research. There was a study published in 2018 that showed that some of these benefits are possible. What they said is that it increases the physiological strain. So what that means is that it makes the workout more intense because things are just harder when you're hot. So it increases the physiological strain on your body of the workout and then creating more sweat. The most compelling research I saw was published in 2020 where people wore sauna suits during recovery exercises. So they said the suits improved overall endurance during and after exercise without additional training. And I will admit, this is more interesting to me because I think maybe how this works or functions is that during recovery, think recovery exercises like less intense, maybe more restorative exercises, but you're potentially elongating that afterburn, right? Or maintaining heat in the body for longer. I don't know for sure, but that feels logical to me. And then to me, wearing the sauna suit during recovery exercises, to me also probably minimizes the potential downsides, right? So let's look at, some of these potential drawbacks for a second. couple points of caution that I want to have here. So number one, increased strain and increased sweat is the perfect storm for dehydration. Even if they're saying that the sweat that you lose when wearing a sauna suit doesn't have the same sodium content, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I think we need to make sure that we're not just rehydrating, but certainly including replenishing minerals, right, for proper hydration. I think the second thing with regard to rapid weight loss, you got to be careful with this one. Likely when wearing a sauna suit and doing intense exercise and cutting calories, maybe even adding time in saunas, right? All of these things together are a recipe for potential health complications, according to the CDC, right? So if we're doing all of these things for that rapid weight loss, again, are we really removing fat or just losing weight? But those things combined can actually lead to impaired cardiovascular function, impaired renal function, impaired hydration, like we talked about, impaired electrical activity. Again, that goes back to minerals, electrolyte balance impaired, diminished muscle strength, endurance, and more. So frankly, I say a note of caution. There's also potentially the increased risk of death. So you can Google this one, 1997, there were 3 college athletes who died using sauna suits and these rapid weight loss techniques to make weight for wrestling. And because of that, the NCAA changed the rules about weigh-ins and all that kind of stuff. So you can certainly Google for more on that. I think for the average person, we want to make sure that our weight management efforts are a function of removing fat and building muscle and doing so in a sustainable way that will last, right? That we can maintain, and then removing fat, building muscle brings us to this idea of increased workout intensity. So is it possible that wearing a sauna suit increases the intensity of the workout? I mean, I guess I agree with that a little bit because certainly wearing the sauna suit will make you hotter, but I don't know that that totally translates into increased intensity because I think human nature says when we're that hot or when something is that intense of an exercise, like we back off, we're probably more likely to get exhausted more quickly. Could that lead to injury if we're trying to maintain this intensity? I don't know. It totally tracks because I think, if I were that hot, I would back off on the intensity, just self-preservation, right? On the comparing it to a sauna front, I mean, yes, in terms of, increasing that body temperature, I think heat exposure in the sauna, right, could create that. But I also think saunas are often used for relaxation, and working out in heat to me is the opposite of relaxation. I mean, maybe that's a personal thing, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. And then I think the last thing that I just want to caution everybody about is that researchers are still really working to verify the claims, right? There isn't that much out there that backs up everything that the proponents will tell you. So like, for example, the same study that showed the increased physiological strain leading to higher sweat loss did not necessarily conclude whether that translated into improved athletic performance, right? So again, with all the research, it's what are we seeing? How does that make sense? How does that translate into other things? Are we making assumptions and sort of taking a leap there? All in, I could see these being useful if somebody was a competitive athlete and you were trying to train for specific weather conditions in another climate. Like if you were going to compete in Death Valley, California, where it's wildly hot, and you live in Alaska where it's wildly cold, right? Could a sauna suit help you train for the conditions that you're maybe more likely to experience? Like I could see that. I could see somebody wearing it for recovery movements. I like that one. I think if you're going to wear one, be hyper aware. Notice any dizziness, faintness, fatigue, headache, low blood pressure when you stand up, any muscle cramps, nausea, changes in your pulse. If it's weak or super rapid, stop what you're doing. Be very aware. Stop if you're noticing any of those things. Get immediate attention. those can certainly be signs of heat-related challenges, I should say. So I guess the bottom line, as with everything, and I know I say this all the time, I'll say it again here, but it's a personal choice. Like, you do you. Personally, I'm going to pass on the sauna suits. If you want to try it, at least now you can do so coming from a place of educated awareness and choice. And then, you know what to look for. So, all right, that's the scoop on sauna suits. As always, everybody, I'm your host, Jen Trepeck. Connect with me on Instagram. I am at Jen Trepeck. Actually, all social media, I'm at Jen Trepeck, JENNTREPECK. Website is asaladwithasideofries.com. Please send a message, whatever platform makes you happy. I want to hear your takeaways, your ideas, your questions. These are also the easiest ways to learn more about working with me as your health coach. And friends, if you are not already, join our membership program by going to glow.fm/saladwithasideofries. This shows your support for this podcast, this community, and your health. You'll get this week's recipe for the herb roasted acorn squash with Parmesan, the free copy of Fracture Proof Your Bones, and 10% off NBI products from Dr. John Neustadt. Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.